Okay, hi. It's been a couple of months since I've done a Tuesday Talk video, so please excuse the fact that I'm a little rusty both at talking and at art. Um, let's see, my last Tuesday Talk was 3 months ago. Um, so yeah, it has been a while, considerably. Um, Today I am going to be talking about my ClanGen game with the clan Petalclan. So spoilers for the latest episode. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. But basically, I'm gonna be giving a rundown and some spoilers for what has happened over the last episode. And I haven't recorded the next episode, that would be episode 5, so I can't say for sure who has become deputy, but I will say that this episode right here is basically helping me sort through my ideas about who I want to be deputy, who's a good choice, who's a bad choice, who I think the characters in the story would pick, all these fun things. And this is the first speed paint I've done in so long. It's also the first time I've drawn art since my Christmas video, so, big difficulty for me, and I'm just really happy that I actually managed to make a video, get a video out, draw something. So let's just jump into it. So basically what's happening in Petalclan right now is that their current deputy, Slate Clover, is really close to hitting 10 years old, and he's going to retire from deputy. I'm not sure if I just want him to step down or become an elder. I think that I'm just gonna have him become an elder because it's a little bit easier. But basically, when he's 120 or 121 moons, he's going to no longer be deputy. And everyone else in the clan who is not a medicine cat is all in their 20s for moons, right? They are all considerably younger, and they are not all too experienced. So I've been trying to, over this 1 hour special, figure out who I think of them is standing out to the leader and current deputy, and who would be a good choice. So those are the 3 characters that I'm drawing, are the 3 leading choices. And we're gonna go over some pros and cons and kind of see where everyone's leaning. There's still 2 or 3 moons that are going to happen, but I'm just kind of keeping in mind all the things that I know beforehand, so that when we get to that part where we get to the point where we don't have a deputy anymore, I can make a well-informed decision. So let's look at who could be deputy. First is Snake Speckle. Snake Speckle is the apprentice of Ragenstar. They were in their background rescued by Ragenstar. They, with Ragenstar, have a platonic love, reliance, and secure, so super strong relationship. And they have both a strong platonic and trust with Slate Clover. So not only just well liked by Ragenstar, but also the current deputy, Slate Clover, really likes them too. So high quality for Snake Speckle. She is also an excellent fighter, charismatic. She's looking out for the health and safety of the clan, and she cares and supports the medicine cat and gathering supplies. So very much health and safety of the clan, very much enjoyed by those who are in leadership, good fighter, charismatic, very good, right? So here's a couple cons. Um, she's not very fond of kitty pets. She was a kitty pet. She had a bad relationship with her parents. She thinks that they're all kind of not the best in the world. Um, so while Ragged Star and Slate Clover are definitely not wanting to interact with outsiders again, and Snake Speckle would continue that with being neutral and or negative towards outsiders, the rest of the clan who might want to start opening up more definitely could not view a more seclusion, a secondary leader that would be very heavy on seclusion, because that would keep isolating them even more. Like, Petalclan would be super, super isolated. There was a possibility that she could be overwhelmed by her responsibilities. Just having too many cats rely on her could be really a lot for her, and there's definitely a huge possibility that Snake Speckle only has a good leadership when it comes to battle. It's possible that she's like good friends with everyone, but might not be able to be a good leader, just friends and charismatic with everyone. So that is Snake Speckle. Personally, I do really like her. I think that she's probably the choice that's going to be made. Just because, like, with Ragged Star and Slate Clover, she's the most liked, most positive. She's definitely echoing their thoughts and their points of view, but might not be the deputy or leader that the rest of the clan is gonna want in like a few years, right? So next is Cinderflower. Cinderflower is he was the apprentice of Slate Clover, and he was adopted by Minnow Ripple, who is Ragged Star's niece, I think. So with Slate Clover, Cinderflower has some platonic love and reliance, and just like a decent relationship with Ragged Star. Cinderflower is also a good teacher and wise. They are reinforcing the camp and want to improve relationships and closeness, and he's just overall a really fair and just guy. He would definitely be going for all of the like best options that they can, trying to find some balance between everyone, doing what's overall the best, and he's just a good guy that would focus on the training and continuing of like what's the words I'm looking for? He would definitely want the youth of the clan that are coming in, not that anyone's pregnant or mates, but he would want to have that leaving the clan better than he found it kind of mentality. So I think he would definitely be all for training and just helping everyone. But some of his cons are that I haven't seen anything about outsiders that really points me in either direction of positive or negative. He's not super great in a fight. He had to be rescued from a dog, which is, given how much better the other two are in a fight, probably not a great sign. And because he wants everything to be fair and even, he might be spending too much time focusing on trying to keep everyone happy instead of actually making the decisions that need to be made. And he might not have what it takes to make like a hard, difficult decision, because he wants everything to be, fair and equal for everyone. That he's just not going to be able to make those hard calls that might put people in danger, but are going to be better in the long run. And that's Cinderflower. I think he's definitely, for the longest time, is like second place, but I think honestly he's just kind of slipping into third, because Tulip Leg, who came out of nowhere to surprise me, is definitely looking a little bit better. So Tulip Leg was the apprentice of Ragged Star and also adopted by Minnow Ripple. For those who aren't paying attention to like family relations, Tulip Leg and Cinderflower are brothers, and they were both adopted by Minnow Ripple. Tulip Leg has a whole around decent relationship with both Ragged Star and Slate Clover. Liked but not loved. You know, he's good. They don't really think that negatively of him, but they don't think overly positively of him either. Not as much as they do with Snake Speckle. Tulip Leg is confident and a great fighter. He's definitely not shying away from a fight, and he's definitely all for like protecting and taking care of everyone. One of the biggest things that I think would make him good or better in Ragged Star's eyes is the fact that he is willing to save any kit that he comes across. This is definitely like Ragged Star's biggest mindset. She's all about like kits, protecting kits, having kits be safe. It's exactly why the clan formed in the first place. So I think that Tulip Leg has picked up on a lot of that behavior and is now emulating that, and that mentality would probably be, you know, a good choice for Ragged Star to leave in a deputy, because her current deputy has the same mindset, and she could definitely pass it on to another cat that would be thinking the same way, that would want to save any kit that they come across, that would definitely take someone in, you know, that is in need, right? That's especially someone on the younger side. But a couple cons is that he doesn't just want to rescue kits, he wants to improve relationships with outsiders, be able to join in like the circle of the other clans around them, you know, all about improving relationships, all about interacting with other cats, because he was from another clan originally. Same with Cinderflower. So he's all for clan life and wanting to be a part of a community of clans, and he's not super into this whole isolated thing, which is kind of frustrating him. This also leads to him being possibly just like over empathetic, too much with bringing in outsiders. I can see that, like, if Tulip Leg was the leader, he would definitely like accept any rogue or loner or other clan cat that wanted to join, and that could get really, really full with the amount of cats that we have in the clan. On the other side is that he could have an ego problem with his confidence. I have seen as much of like the oh god, it's like the monthly things that they're doing, and a lot of his is like thinking he's the fastest, thinking he's the strongest, thinking he's the smartest, and it's like that definitely gives me not just he's like thinks he's really good, but this is like maybe an ego problem, which is definitely concerning. And the last thing is that he hasn't stood out as much as the other two have. Like, Cinderflower is definitely always like there. You know, he's really, really loved by Slate Clover. he was probably like one of the better apprentices. He was, adopted by Minnow Ripple. He's very prominent. Of his siblings, I think he's the most prominent, and Snake Speckle is definitely like Ragged Star's little baby. Those two are very close, and she's just giving it her absolute all, and her more recent, after suffering from yellow cough, like commitment to getting more herbs and increasing their stock really sets her apart. While Tulip Lake, the most exciting thing that happens to him is that he saved a kit, which ended up unfortunately passing away a few days later. Other than that, like, he got his tail frozen off, and I feel like he hasn't not just stood out in like the plot, but he hasn't really stood out in the minds of like Ragged Star or Slate Clover. So he's just kind of like wasn't really an option. Like, for the longest time, it was just Snake Speckle and Cinderflower kind of going head to head about like which one of these two is going to end up as the new deputy. But then Tulip Lake definitely snuck in there as a good third option, and I'm kind of putting him at like second place because I really like his mentality of wanting to save kits, and I definitely think that paired with Ragged Star is, more of what she wants. Now, unless something changes in the next few moons before Slate Clover retires, Snake Speckle definitely feels like the person that is going to become deputy next. She definitely is the choice that I think Ragged Star and Slate Clover would make, just because, like, this is a model warrior. This is, someone who cares about all aspects, not just fighting, but also the healing that takes place afterwards. She's very not wanting to interact with outsiders, would very much turn away cats if given the possibility. I know that sometimes in between moon changes, you just pick characters up, which I wish was a feature you could turn off, because I like small clans. But yeah, Snake Speckle I think is probably the strongest choice, just because like all around she would work really well. But I did say this in the episode that if Snake Speckle becomes deputy and then becomes leader after that, I think that her deputy would definitely either be Cinderflower or Tulip Lake. I think probably closer to be Cinderflower, if we can figure out what his opinion is of like letting outsiders in, because if he's like leaning towards being negative or just neutral in general, I think that would definitely click more with her style. But she might not be really into Tulip Lake wanting to fix all the relationships that she's breaking away from. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for enjoying my silly little rant about video game cats. Yeah, I don't know when the next episode is, but hopefully sooner than later. I am having a lot of fun, and again, sorry for audio issues. I'm like in between headphones and stuff, so I'm using like new headphones and different like recording software. It's on my computer and not my tablet, so like there's like more background noise. It's a whole thing. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.